Here in the UK, we're tightening the old purse strings in preparation for Brexit, because this time next year we'll probably be paying 20 quid for a tin of imported beans and selling the kids just to fill up the car. That's why saving cash is vital, and so buying a budget blower is actually a pretty shrewd plan. Even if you're not stuck in the UK like us lot, you might not need to splash out on a premium smartphone. I've reviewed dozens of budget blowers this year alone, and a lot of them are actually pretty damn good. So here's our pick of the best budget phones that cost under 300 quid, under 200 quid, and less than 100 pounds for you mega tight-fisted skinflinty types. Oh, and please do hit that subscribe button for more on the latest and greatest mobile tech, budget or otherwise. Go on, it won't cost you a thing. Best budget phones under 300 quid. Let's start off with Sony's Xperia XA2. This mid-range mobile was launched right back at the start of 2018 and punches above its weight in pretty much every area. First up, that design is super sleek, offering a blend of last year's edge-to-edge XA1 finishing and Sony's new glass construction. As you might expect from Sony, it's also a media beast, offering punchy and customizable visuals, while performance and battery life are not to be sniffed at. And the camera tech is solid for the price too, a great tool for capturing your highly exciting existence and then sharing it with the world. Go and check out my in-depth camera review and full Xperia XA2 review over on Recombu for all you need to know. Now, Motorola always gets us standing to attention with its latest budget-friendly handsets, and the Moto G6 Plus is no different. This blower offers solid value for money with very few flaws to speak of. One of the highlights is definitely that vanilla version of Android Oreo, which means we should get timely updates from Google, adding new features and patching any potential security holes. And on top of that, you get some funky gesture support and time-saving bits bolted on, thanks to the nifty Moto app. I'm especially impressed by the decent performance and very respectable camera tech, however. Go check out my roundup of the best budget smartphone cameras of 2018 and you'll see the G6 Plus high up that list, mostly thanks to its solid video results and strong low-light chops. And if your budget can't quite stretch to the Plus model, then Motorola's standard Moto G6 is also top-notch. I've reviewed both of those handsets and compared them as well over on Recombu, so go check that out for more. Now, Honor is another big name when it comes to value handsets, and the Honor 7X, which I reviewed right back at the start of 2018, is a solid choice. Right from the moment you clap eyes on that slick metal chassis and its super skinny bezels, the Honor 7X immediately impresses. The near 6-inch Full HD Plus display is stunning, and you get plenty of storage for downloading movies and music, so media fans will fall head over heels. Performance and battery life are solid, while the Motion UI adds plenty of great features to Android as well. Sadly, the camera tech isn't quite infallible, but the Honor 7X still does a decent job of capturing all the exciting stuff that goes on in your life. Lovely stuff. Best budget phones under £200. Now, another great affordable Honor handset is the Honor 9 Lite, just one of a slew of budget phones that the manufacturers released in 2018. You once again get a big screen experience thanks to the crisp 5.6-inch Full HD Plus display, while the rest of the specs actually aren't that different to the Honor 7X's despite the lower asking price. And while the dual lens camera falters when conditions are a bit lousy, it's still perfectly dependable the rest of the time. Chances are you'll find a pretty good offer these days, so we say dive on in. And now at this point I'm starting to get a wee bit of deja vu, because this next phone, the Huawei P Smart, looks very similar to the Honor 9 Lite. It's once again a 5.6-inch handset with a metal frame and a Full HD Plus display. You get the same Kirin 659 chipset, the same 64 gigs of storage, the same dual lens rear camera. In fact, the only obvious difference is the branding down below. Although look a little closer and you'll see that the Huawei P Smart doesn't have a dual lens selfie camera, unlike the Honor 9 Lite. That means you can't quite get the same level of depth sensing for your personal pics, but it's no real biggie. The similarity between these two phones isn't too surprising, as Honor is basically a sister company to Huawei, releasing very similar handsets, often at a reduced price. But man, does it get confusing. To mix things up a bit, here's one of my favourite budget phones of 2018 so far, the Alcatel 5. Sure, it may be French, but come on, just give it a chance. The Alcatel 5 sports some very slick design and impressive features for under 200 quid. For one, you get facial recognition as an alternative to the fingerprint sensor, something that you'll very rarely see at this sort of price point, and it works pretty good too, although it does stumble in low light. That HD Plus display is crisp and quite colourful, and the battery life is plenty good enough to get you through the day. That said, the Alcatel 5's performance is occasionally stuttery, while the camera struggles if lighting conditions aren't just right, as you might expect at this price point. Unfortunately, it is also still stuck on Android Nougat at the time of writing too. Boo. If you'd rather have a fully up-to-date version of Android, then check out the Moto E5 Plus. Motorola's affordable blower rocks a vanilla version of Android Oreo, which should receive timely updates and security patches. The camera is pretty good for the £150 asking price, and battery life is absolutely bloody marvellous. No wonder, as Motorola has cramped a mighty 5000 mAh cell inside this thing. As a result, the 6-inch handset is a bit of a beast. But never fear, if 6 inches is too much for you to handle, for now, you can always go for the dinkier Moto E5 or the Moto E5 Play instead. Best budget phones under 100 quid. Okay, so when you drop under the £100 mark, your choices are seriously slender. Only a couple of phones have launched at this sort of price point here in the UK in 2018, and to be perfectly frank, neither of them are stellar. The only one I've reviewed recently is the Honor 7S, which to be fair does excel in many areas. It doesn't look like it was cobbled together from bits of dirt and twigs, and the battery life is really good. Even the 5.5-inch HD Plus screen is pretty solid for the price. Unfortunately, the performance is where it all kind of falls down. The Honor 7S is more frustrating than trying to explain the entire plot of Twin Peaks to a 3-year-old child after 10 pints of super strength cider. Every few seconds it slows to a crawl, or your apps just simply crash altogether, which makes it really tough to recommend, even at this price. And that right there is my pick of the best budget phones that you can pick up in the UK in 2018 for under 300, under 200 and under £100. If I've missed off your own personal favourite budget phone, chances are I haven't reviewed it. Quite a lot of the really good ones that hit India and Asia don't actually make it over to the UK, at least not unless you import them or something like that. But definitely let us know your own personal favourites in the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to hit subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest mobile tech, budget or otherwise. Budget or otherwise. Thanks, love you!